Hey everyone, it's Night of the Void Rider again for my own YouTube channel and for 23-Bit Studios, and we're here with Jason from MeldaProductions, and he's gonna show us some pretty rad distortion plugins, I think.
I hear you're interested in distortion, right?
Oh, I fucking love distortion, man.
Great.
I had them all, Ableton Raw, Ableton Saturator, the Sausage Fattener, I love them all, right?
Yeah, me too. I've been working on this distortion plugin for over a year, developing. It goes really deep. I'll show you some of the unique things it can do. Basically, it's part of UnitedPlugins, which is like a sub-brand of Melda. So yeah, if you're able to see the screen, I'll give you a basic tutorial.
Nice, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay,
please show us some of the fundamental concepts, I would say, right?
Yeah.
And some of the design ideas you had.
Okay, cool. So we have 3 distortion sections, which are here, distortion 1, 2, and 3. They're identical to each other, but they can work completely independently. And each one has a large mode selection here, which decides the distortion algorithm. Now, a lot of distortion plugins you buy may only have one algorithm, or maybe sometimes a couple of options, right? This has 64 completely different, unique distortion types. So in this first category, we have 8 classic, which is like tube emulation, tape emulation.
I see some familiar friends there, like Fuzzy Transistor, Gritty Germanium, which clearly indicates something like a fuzz. And then we have different categories like Pixel. I would say this makes our chiptune friends happy, right?
Exactly.
And then we got stuff like Pedal. I see Tube Scream, Black Rat, Horseman. We all know what that one is, right? And then we got Doom and Freak.
Oh yeah, Doom is like super heavy distortion, and Freak is more like experimental distortion, things like feedback with FM and ring modulators and stuff like that. And this is like wave shaping here, and this is like multiband. So there's so many different distortion types. You just choose one, and then you can choose a different one for all 3.
And then I can mix them individually into the signal, I assume.
Exactly. There's a mix parameter here for each one. When that changes like the dry wet of that individual distortion. And if you see down in the bottom here, this is the signal routing. So this is our input, and it goes through distortion 1, 2, 3 here. But I can just click and drag these and rearrange them into any order. So it's serial. And these effects here are the blue ones. These are designed to accompany the distortion in different ways. Like, for example, in the dynamics section here, we have some modes, and like hyper is like a OTT, and you can shape it with the EQs. This is some modulation. And here we have different profiles of guitar and bass cabinets and some metalizers for like resonators and things.
One guitar nerd question out of the box. Can I load my own impulse responses into the plugin?
Actually, no. Sorry.
That would be a nice feature for the future, right?
For sure would, yeah. But we're constantly expanding this. Like, we add new modes, like, for example, these colors we added recently.
Oh, nice.
And we continue to add to it. So that's great.
Honestly, one of the things I was already thinking about, I started out as a metal guitar player, and mixing metal guitars is a complex topic, right?
Yeah.
And I feel this could be a nice step to really bring multi-track guitars together, especially with the combination of the dynamics module, the different tone modules, right? It's really interesting.
Thank you. But this brings me to this super unique section, the feedback, right?
Oh yeah, I was looking forward to that, right?
Oh yeah, it's got some great things going on there. So first of all, it works really well in the guitars because, like, as you know, when you have a real physical guitar and you walk close to the cabinet, you get a feedback loop anyway.
Yeah.
And even if you're a bit far away, you still get it like a small amount, and it adds to the sound. So here, say for example, we were doing some kind of a guitar arrangement, and you could like choose your pedal, like a tube screamer. Then you could go into your guitar amplifier. By the way, these are all modeled from real like Marshall and
What? You got amps in there as well?
yeah, proper guitar amp modeling, yeah. And then you can use these like the guitar pedals. And then finally, if you see here, this feed, this is here, right? Feedback. It sends a signal back to the start. So everything here is inside the feedback loop.
Got it. So I can even design my own feedback loop with this plugin.
I can design the own feedback loop. Things can get kind of crazy, right? Feedback's very easily for it to run into infinite feedback. And so we have this follower here. And what the follower does, it's an envelope follower, level follower, sorry, that's monitoring the input. So the feedback can be matched to the same gain amplitude, so it never escapes. You get the tone of the feedback without the...
Got it. So in practical terms, I could even fade out the feedback with my volume pot on the guitar, right?
Sure, and if you go the opposite direction, it's a ducker, so it ducks feedback.
So I can even toy around with the exact... Yeah, okay. That brings us into Mick Gordon territory of craziness.
Oh, he was a big inspiration for this kind of thing.
I kind of felt that, right?
Yeah, exactly why I wanted the Doom category, yeah. If you see here, you can do pitch MIDI. So what this does is accepts a MIDI input into the plugin, and then the feedback loop, the delay time for it is pitch tracked. So you can play the feedback line melodically like a synth.
I have to process this for a second, but I'm in the hardware synth world. The amount of craziness in what you just described matches what Electron often does in their machines.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right?
Honestly, you guys know that I love playing 8-string guitars, and this combination of different modules would really allow for a proper tone shaping session on stream. Maybe you want to try that with me, right? Let me know, please.
Can I show you two more things?
Absolutely, absolutely.
The filter here is kind of unassuming. It looks maybe basic, but it's actually powerful. So
I already eyeballed that, to be honest, because as not only a guitarist but also a producer, I love my high pass and low pass filters.
we have high pass, low pass. The LEDs here can switch if they are pre or post distortion, and you can change the filter slope, but also you can switch it into multiband mode. And now the distortion is only between the two frequencies, and anything above or below will be passed through as dry signal to the next stage. So in this way, you can have a multiband configuration or a combination of multiband and serial processing.
I hope you just heard what he said, right? You might remember the stream where I started using neural DSP power lux for exactly that reason. Multiband distortion, multiband compression, and he's just dropping that, right? Like it's nothing. For other plugins, that's pretty special. Please let that sink in.
Last little bit, I'll show you a few more of the top panel. We've got automatic gain compensation, DC offset, loads of oversampling options, and the randomizer is really cool. There's a little menu underneath it, and rather than just randomizing everything in the plugin, you can actually choose just to randomize one section or one category. For example, if I want to just only randomize distortion 3, I can select here, and then each time I click the random button, only this module changes.
Yeah.
So this is a great way for like inspiring.
Happy little accidents, as we call them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you purchase this, and we have a big sale coming up soon, you actually get the baby version for free. And this is also for the owners of the big version, just in case you do not want all of the options and you just want one of the distortion sections. It's basically an exact copy of one of the distortions. That's a separate plugin, so.
He just sold a license, my friends. He just sold a license.
Thank you so much.
We have to thank you for your time. I think it's really inspiring what you did here, and I would call it not a distortion plugin, but a distortion workstation, right? Especially with that pass-through feature and multiband, amazing. We will have a look at it on stream, I'm pretty sure. So, see you later, guys, right?